Studio. So the Studio was a TV series on Apple TV, I guess, and it's the new Seth Rogen TV series starring Seth Rogen. Um, and yeah, it's got Seth Rogen in it, Catherine O'Hara, Ike Barinholtz, Chase Sue Wonders, and then of course Catherine Hahn. And then it's got like a bunch of cameos from like Bryan Cranston, Dave Franco, Zoe Kravitz, and what is it about? I'm going to read the synopsis to you, or synopsis, as most people would call it. So it basically follows a legacy Hollywood movie studio striving to survive in a world where it is increasingly difficult for art and business to live together. Wow, nice synopsis. So it's supposed to be a comedy. Obviously, it's got Seth Rogen in it. And it was really, really funny. Like, this is probably the best Seth Rogen project I've ever seen. If I'm honest with you, I would say, obviously, I loved those old films when I was a teenager, like Superbad. I'm not sure it's aged amazingly, but I still have a fondness for it in my heart. I like Knocked Up. I liked all his. I like Steve Jobs as well. Like I like most of Seth Rogen's career, I guess, but there definitely was a little bit of a dip, I guess. His glory days were really funny. Then it was a lot of sort of medium funny stuff and some serious roles. Um, but now he's put this out, and this is wonderful. He's really hit his stride here. The best, like I say, the best Seth Rogen that I think I've ever seen. Um, so he plays the sort of head of this movie studio. He becomes the head of the studio in the first episode, and it's basically just the behind the scenes of Hollywood and what it takes to run a movie studio and have to make money and have to want to make artistically amazing films, but also have to make sort of shitty films that just sort of placate to the public more. There's a whole sort of running storyline where they've got to make a Kool-Aid film, a film based on the Kool-Aid guy. We don't really have Kool-Aid here in the UK, so I don't even know who the Kool-Aid guy is. But they're thinking Ice Cube could maybe play him. So yeah, I mean, it's all sort of based in a world where a lot of people are playing themselves, people like Ice Cube, but Seth Rogen isn't playing himself, he's playing a character. I would say, to me, the best character in the show is one of the sort of underlings of Seth Rogen. He's got his little team, right? And it's Ike Barinholtz playing Sal Saperstein. He is so funny. I think, for me, my favourite episode was the Golden Globes episode. So that whole episode, there's going to be a little bit of spoiler in this, but this was such a funny joke to me. It was so silly. My favourite kind of jokes are silly, goofy jokes. And in this whole episode, it's about Seth Rogen, who's the head of the studio, and he's got a film that's up for a Golden Globe, right? And this is a film that Zoe Kravitz is in. Zoe Kravitz is likely to win the award, and Seth Rogen wants nothing more than for Zoe Kravitz to say, when she's giving all the thank yous in her speech, he wants nothing more than for her to say, and I want to say thank you to Matt Remick, Seth Rogen's character, the head of the studio. Like, that's all he wants. He wants to be thanked in a speech. He's called his mum. He's like, yeah, I'm definitely going to get thanked in the speech. It's definitely going to happen. But on the way in, one of his underlings, and his underling is kind of sort of Ike Barinholtz's character, Sal Saperstein. He's a bit arrogant. He's a bit of a bully. He's a bit of a tryhard, I think is the best word to explain. Like, he tries so hard, and he's a bit of a know-it-all, and maybe he's not the most sympathetic character. But in this episode, you bump into the actor. This is so convoluted for me to have to tell this joke. Like, you have to watch the whole series to really get this joke. But you bump into the character. Oh God, what's his name? The actor from the actor from Parks and Rec, the actor from Severance, that guy. What's his name? I'm gonna look him up. Severance, and he's playing himself in this. Adam Scott, of course. I had the name Adam Scott in my mind, but I was like, okay, I'm gonna say Adam Scott. But then I double double thought, and I was like, wait, is that the guy from The Office? Is that the name of the lead guy from The Office? Um, but no, his name's Michael Scott, obviously. But yeah, so they bump into Adam Scott, right? Now, Adam Scott is playing himself. He's playing Adam Scott. And so Seth Rogen, he's walking in with Ike Barinholtz, and he's telling Ike Barinholtz, I want to get mentioned. I just want to get mentioned in the shout outs. I want to be thanked by Zoe Kravitz. And they bump into Adam Scott. And Adam Scott says, "Oh man, Ike Barinholtz let me sleep on his sofa for like, a year or whatever, however long it was. And, I just, I haven't seen you for so long, Ike Barinholtz. It's been so long, I can't believe this. We were both like, this was years ago at the beginning of our careers, and look at us both now. We're both attending the Golden Globes. And you realise Ike Barinholtz did a really nice thing when he was younger. And maybe him being a sort of bully, try hard guy now is just because of like the weight of Hollywood sort of bashing him down. But he might have been really nice to Adam Scott in the past. And anyway, so Adam Scott wins some kind of comedy award, and he, just for the fun of it, he goes, you know what, I'm thanking my mum, I'm thanking everyone else, but you know what, the other person I want to thank, who I bumped into today and I haven't seen him for ages, is Sal Saperstein. Now, Sal Saperstein is sat all the way at the back of like the Golden Globes, because he's just not famous enough to be at the front with Seth Rogen and Zoe Kravitz and everyone. So he's sat all the way at the back. And like, he can't believe he got a thank you, and he stands up, the camera's on him, and he's like, oh my god, I got a thank you, yeah. So that's the first thing. But then everyone's like, who the fuck is Sal Saperstein? And then each individual person who then goes and wins a Golden Globe after, they're thanking their manager. I want to thank my mom, my dad. And you know what? It becomes like a running joke in the Golden Globes. They go, you know what? I also want to thank Sal Saperstein. And he's all the way at the back, and he's like standing on the table with his hands in the air going, yeah! And it's like so funny because Seth Rogen just wants to get thanked, and he's the head of the studio, and he's tried so hard, and this Sal Saperstein bully guy is getting thanked by everyone and getting so much coverage, and he's standing on the table, and it's just a great silly ass joke, and I loved it. The other episode, which was wonderful, is the one-up. There's loads of episodes that have long shots. It's like almost like every scene is just one shot. And obviously we've had Adolescence this year, which is that Netflix series, which is famously all just one shot. But yeah, the one-ers in this are great, and the rehearsal it must take, the planning and stuff, it's just really exciting. And then I'm just going to come down to one little problem just to end this little review off of the studio. One little issue I've got, and it's a very small issue. It doesn't bring this down for me really too much at all, but one character sort of inconsistency. So Seth Rogen's character, right? He becomes the head of the studio. Now, sort of the main bigwig is Bryan Cranston. And Bryan Cranston says, I want you to be the next head of the studio. So at the end of the first episode, it's Bryan Cranston basically giving Seth Rogen the keys to the kingdom. He goes, but I only gonna give the movie to someone who's gonna make the Kool-Aid movie, basically. I want someone who's basically just gonna sell out. And Seth Rogen, he just wants to make art. He wants to make money still, of course. He's got his business head on. But he wants to make art, and he wants to make great movies that people are going to revere. That's his whole thing in the first episode. And that's kind of supposed to be his thing throughout. Like, there's an episode where he's talking to a bunch of doctors, and he's talking about the sort of importance of art and trying to defend art and what it is that movies can do for people. But he kind of his character sort of flip-flops throughout, if I'm honest with you. He doesn't really remain consistent on that pilgrimage of art, like the defense of good art over everything else. He he's really, really superficially worried about certain things, as if like he doesn't care if the movie's gonna be artistic or good or not. He really just cares about money. Um, and I don't know why he changed his mind or changed his heart. It didn't feel like a natural progression. And he would still flip flop every now and then. And I was just like, this doesn't feel too consistent. I don't know why he's sometimes a an activist for artistic movies that are going to win awards and get accolades, and then on so many other occasions he's so like, when artistic options are so clearly available to him, he's so much more like, no, let's just go with the guy who wrote the Smurfs movie or whatever it's going to be. And it's like, why is he being like that? I don't understand the character change. Didn't ring true for me. But that's a very small thing. Apart from that, I freaking loved the shit out of the studio. So that is that's one I definitely recommend. Let me know what you thought of it in the comments below. That's very important. And tell me, did you have the same kind of feeling about Seth Rogen's character to me? Was he completely consistent for you? I'd love to know in the comments below.